A lot of us be in a season for a little bit longer than we should be because we weren't obedient. There was this lady that I was watching on TikTok that explained it so well that I needed to re-explain how she explained it. Now, let's say that God told us to go to a city, right? And he told us while we're in that city to get two things from that city. Now, his instructions was literally to get those two things and get out and meet him where he's at. But us as humans tend to get distracted, right? Especially because it's a new city, we're looking around, we're looking at the people, we're looking at the things. We tend to forget what were the two things that God told us to do in that city. So what do? We prolong our season, and our season that wasn't even supposed to be a long season, even longer than what it was supposed to be. Because we got distracted, within that city, now we have a boyfriend. Within that city, now we have kids. Within that city, we had an apartment that God told us never to even get an apartment there, but we ended up doing it anyways. There's just a whole bunch of things that God told us to not to do, but we ended up doing because we think we know best. Then, this is what the crazy part is. We tend to get upset when things don't go well in the city. But did God tell us to be in the city for long? No. He told us to get two things, and meet him at the door. And what did we do? We ended up staying here because we thought it was such a nice city and let's stay here. Now, this is just an example. Just think about it in your own situation, how God tells us to do something and we get distracted. We end up not doing what he tells us to do, or we prolong it longer, and we could have been out of the season way before if we just listened to him. Am I making sense? Because I hope I'm making sense. I hope I explained it very similar to how she explained it. I just noticed that I even do things like that. And this is why I speak about obedience so much. Because if you notice in the Bible, everybody was obedient because they got into their way. We don't want to be like the Israelites. The Israelites were not obedient. And this is why it took 40 years instead of 11 days. You get what I'm saying? So this is why we have to be a little bit smarter. If God is telling us not to do something, we got to listen. And a lot of you guys don't want to listen to your intuition. That is not you. That is God telling you, stop doing that. That's not good. This is not what I want you to do. We got to start listening, because the more that we don't listen, the more we prolong our season. And this is why y'all be upset. This is why y'all be upset and being like, God, why is this happening to me? And God is looking at you like, girl, man. Sometimes we got to stop blaming God, and sometimes we even got to stop blaming the enemy, because sometimes it really is us. Yes, the enemy will distract us, but you can't always just blame him when you are doing it too. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be, two to tango. So it's just, come on now. Let's use our brain and let's start praying and asking God for obedience, asking God to keep leading us, because I'm trying to tell you, you're going to